Hello everyone, welcome back to YK Reviews and welcome back to another weekly entertainment news video here. As mentioned in my MCU Phase 2 movie, this Canadian weather has been just brutal on me here, so apologies that I missed last week's video and I believe the week before that, but we're going to be getting right on track here, so let's get into it. Now, there's been plenty of news stories. One that's come out, a big shock for me at the time of this recording here. So everything will be in the description down below in terms of timestamps. So if there's anything that you want to skip ahead to or anything that you're more interested in, all the timestamps will be in the description down below. But just want to briefly touch on trailers that have just come out here. Now, the Super Bowl is this weekend at the time of this recording. This is most likely coming out on Saturday. So there's going to be a couple of trailers that have come out after this video has been posted, but in terms of the Super Bowl trailers or weekend trailers, I'm going to be making a whole separate video on just trailers alone, so keep an eye out on the channel, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on those types of videos and so much more weekly entertainment news every single week if you're into that. So hit that subscribe button to support the channel there. But just a quick couple of trailers that I do want to discuss here. I want to get your thoughts on that as well. So the trailer for Air has just got released. This is basically a biographical comedy drama type movie. It's got Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Chris Carter, Viola Davis, Jason Bateman, Marlon Wayans. So a lot of great entertaining actors and actresses in there. And basically what this movie is about is it's Nike's version of events, how they were able to create the Air Jordans, basically recruiting Michael Jordan when he was unknown at the time to get this brand. So it looks really entertaining, it looks hilarious, and it looks like it's going to be a fun watch. I enjoyed the trailer, definitely one I'll be checking out here. So let me know, with this trailer, will you be checking out this movie, or if this is going to be a miss for you here? And the next trailer that also got released, it got released a couple of weeks ago here, but I just really wanted to talk about it. It's a Stephen King adaptation here called The Bogeyman, and the trailer has got such creepy vibes, really got great horror elements in there. This is something Stephen King's adaptations have been a huge success, and with this one I feel like it's not going to be any different. So let me know your thoughts, your opinions. Have you seen the trailer? If you have, will you be checking it out? Let me know down in the comment section below when it comes to the Bogeyman trailer here. And one trailer also that got released a couple of weeks ago was the latest Shazam 2 trailer, and in terms of the trailer in itself, it did give out a lot of details, a lot away when it comes to the actual movie and the plot in itself. However, I'm excited for this movie. I know it's out of the DC slate, James Gunn's new DC slate that also got announced at the end of January, but I am excited for this movie. Like this Shazam 2, Blue Beetle, The Flash, Aquaman 2, I'm excited for those movies, even though they may not lead to anything in the future. I think this is going to be a fun movie. It definitely looks like it's more serious in terms of its tone compared to the first one, but I think this should be a very fun movie and a very great watch. So I'm excited for the Shazam 2 movie. Despite them revealing a lot in the trailer in itself, it did get me excited for the movie, so I'm definitely going to be excited and definitely going to be checking it out when it does come out. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comment section below in regards to the movie and in regards to the trailer in itself. Let me know in the comment section here. And with the next one, it's also a trailer and a movie that's coming out next month I'm super excited for, which would be the latest Scream movie. They released a TV spot here which shows a more sinister, intense sequences of events. Ghostface in particular chasing after the characters, especially through the sequences of the ladder when they're climbing from the ladder from one apartment building to another apartment building. I really like the look of it, and even the posters that have come out with this movie just look so fantastic that I am so excited for this and really looking forward to seeing what the movie's going to be. It looks like it's going to be such a brutal movie that's going to leave you on the edge of your seat here. And there was also an article that actually did come out too in regards to the runtime of this movie. So Scream 6 will be running at 2 hours and 3 minutes, which makes it the longest Scream movie that they've done so far when you want to compare it. And this is coming from the Collider here, which I'll put up the article here. So if you're going to compare it, the original Scream movie and Scream 4 were about 1 hour 51 minutes. Scream 2 was exactly at 2 hours. Scream 3 and Scream 5 were 1 hour 54 minutes. So it basically means that if you're including the credits, Scream 6 is going to be 3 minutes longer. And I know not to focus too much on that, But with this being the longest movie, I have really high hopes and really high expectations when it comes to this movie. I think this is going to be probably one of the better movies in the franchise, and so I'm so looking forward to this movie. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do. Definitely going to be checking it out. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions, what you think about the runtime in itself, and also the TV spot, the posters. Let me know your excitement level of Scream 6 in the comment section down below here. And now for the next news story here is we have got an announcement. This came out just over a week ago here, is that the announcement for Bad Boys 4 has been announced. Basically, Will Smith announced it in, honestly, a really funny way, with him going to Martin Lawrence's house, announcing the movie.
What I'm about to show me. Oh, sugar, hold on, I'm pulling in. We here, hold up, here we go. Hold up. It's about that time. Marty Ma! What up, Big Willie? Marty Ma! Hold up, getting that love in there. Marty Ma! What up, man? Hey, it's about that time. It's about that time. It's official, y'all. Y'all know what it is, right? It's official. Bad Boys for life, baby. That's right. For life. Well, we did 4. We did. But it's still Bad Boys for life. It's for life. But the third one, it was called Bad Boys for. We shouldn't have called. We shouldn't have called it that though. It's life. It's like the 3 was the E. The E was the E. The 3 was the. But this is Bad Boys 4. It's a fist.
I haven't seen the first 2 in a really long time. Rewatched it maybe a couple of years ago. I've really enjoyed Bad Boys 3. I think it is one of the better movies out of the 3. I really liked what they did with the movie. I think that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence just have a great dynamic, great chemistry together. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. Interested to see what storyline they could go with it. But I think that this could be a potentially great movie with the 2 of them. Bad Boys is a really good movie franchise. So I'm excited. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it. Looking forward to the trailer when it does get released and the movie in itself. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comment section below, though. What you think about this announcement in terms of like Will Smith in itself. Will you go check it out, especially after everything that happened? Let me know in your comment section below about that. And so in terms of the next news story here is we have got something that did release earlier this week, where there has an announcement of I Know What You Did Last Summer. A sequel is in the works when it comes to this movie. I'll be completely honest, I've not watched this movie in such a long time. I remember it was a really great movie when it did come out first time. And I've seen a lot of people so excited for this movie, really anticipating this movie. And this is coming from the deadline here. It goes, I Know What You Did Last Summer. A sequel is in the works at Sony with Jennifer Caton Robinson directing. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name. With Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. in talks to return. So bear in mind too, this is in very early development here, where it's not 100% guaranteed that they're going to be returning to the franchise. Obviously they do want them to come back, but with this talks of them doing the sequel, seeing what's going to be going on here, and if you haven't seen the movie in itself, honestly, this is one movie I also recommend. It is a fantastic movie. It basically follows 4 young friends bound by a tragic accident who are reunited when they find themselves being stalked by a hook-wielding maniac in their small seaside town. And it was a really fantastic movie, and obviously now leading to a sequel. Plot details are still unknown, but obviously everything is again in early development here. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions about this here. Are you excited for this? Have you seen the original? And what your thoughts are in terms of like them doing a sequel with potentially Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. returning to the franchise here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinion, your thoughts in the comment section down below regarding that one here. And the next news story here is just a quick update regarding A Quiet Place prequel movie, where John Krasinski has revealed a first look at the new Quiet Place spin-off. The Quiet Place Day One, the prequel to the original 2 movies here. So just a quick recap, and in terms of like the images in itself. So John Krasinski, who's not the director of this movie but is going to be part of producer in the movie in itself, has just released a couple of photos here. So there's one of him holding the clapperboard, now that I know what it's called, the thing that you go action with. So he's on set with that. And then you've got the next picture here where you've got a couple of like the cast members here. So this is starring Lupita Nyong'o, really sorry if I'm mispronouncing it here. You've got Stranger Things star Joseph Quinn also joining in here. So this has the potential to be such a great prequel movie. A Quiet Place Part 1 was a really well developed, intelligent movie, and A Quiet Place Part 2 wasn't as great as the first one, but it was still a fantastic movie with just the direction that they went with, the clever techniques that they used, because you can't make any sound throughout the whole movie because of like the creatures and everything like that. And they briefly touched upon like how this whole thing started, the first couple of days of this invasion basically. So with this prequel, I'm very curious and excited. Like, my anticipation level is very high when it comes to this movie. I've mentioned it in a couple of episodes of like the weekly entertainment news that we've done, where they've announced casting updates and all that kind of stuff. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with it, and I'm really curious and like excited with the plot and everything like that, because they've been very quiet with the plot in itself. They've been secret with the story details, but I just cannot wait to see how this is going to play out, especially because it's like the first couple of days or the first phase of this whole events that appeared in A Quiet Place. So let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comment section down below regarding all of this. What your excitement level is. Are you excited? Do you not care? Your opinions as well in the movie franchise in itself. Let me know in the comment section below here. And the next news story we've got here is one I'm super excited about. As a huge Spider-Man fan, it's announced this week here that they're going to be doing a Spider-Man Noir live action series in Amazon. So this was announced by the Variety here, and it's basically confirming that the Spider-Man Noir live action series is in the works at Amazon. Variety has learned exclusively the untitled series will follow an older grisly superhero in the 1930s New York City. An individual with knowledge of the project says that the show will be set in its own universe and the main character will not be Peter Parker. And with this Spider-Man, who briefly appeared in the first Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie here, I'm really excited to see what they could be doing with it. Obviously, it's going to be mainly black and white because of like the settings there, because of this Spider-Man in particular here, and in the 1930s. I really cannot wait to see. Now, since it's in its own separate universe, I'm not sure if it's going to be tied in as like a multiverse, and I really hope it's not. I really hope it's just its own separate thing here. But I really cannot wait to see what they're going to do with it. Like, it's such a great time to be a Spider-Man fan. You've got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse coming out. You've got Spider-Man 2, the video game, coming out this year, which I'm so excited for. And now you've got this. So we're going to be eating really good when it comes to like Spider-Man. And in the article too, they've also announced a writer and executive producer of the show in itself. So you've got Oren Uzel. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it here. He's going to be the writer and executive producer on this. If you're not familiar with his work, it basically goes around here saying that he's most recently worked on the screenplay for The Lost City, starring Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. He also has writing credits in 22 Jump Street, The Mortal Kombat, The Cloverfield Paradox. So a lot of like different variety of movies that he has worked on here. But for me, I think this is going to be a really great show. It's on Amazon, which I found it really weird that it's going to be on that streaming platform there, but I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with it. I think this has the potential to be a really great Spider-Man show, so I'm really curious. So keep an eye out on the channel. Also keep an eye out on this when more news comes out, announcements, casting updates, trailers, all of that. So definitely keep an eye out. Hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out whenever like there is an update. I can let it know on the channel here. So hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on that. And also let me know down your thoughts, your opinions about this, your excitement level for this live action show here. And for the final news story of the week here, we've got one that's very, very interesting for me here. So Disney, Bob Iger has made a couple of announcements here. First off, they had this sort of like directors, investors meeting kind of thing, where they first mentioned that they're going to be laying off 7,000 people at Disney, amongst other things. Then they go and announced a couple of sequel updates to movies that they have in the works here. So the first one I want to bring up, because I've not seen any of the movies to be honest with you, is that there's going to be a Frozen 3. So basically wrapping up the trilogy of the Frozen of the princess, which I know is like one of the popular princesses that they've done, and I know there's people that are huge fans of the Frozen franchise. I just have not seen any of the movies, so there's going to be a third movie here. So if you are a fan of the franchise, please let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts, your opinions about that. Also, another announcement that they made here was that there's going to be a sequel to Zootopia, one movie that I honestly just watched about 2 weeks ago with my 2-year-old here, and I forgot how good of a movie this was. What's weird is that I find that on Disney Plus, my wife just brought this up to me, is that it's called Zootropolis on Disney Plus, like they renamed it there. So I'm not sure if it's going to be Zootopia 2 or Zootropolis or whatever it is, but that movie really was well written, really was fantastic. They have a lot to go and work with when it comes to the sequel. So I think that a sequel in the works, a second movie, has the potential to be a great movie and really explore the world building that they did introduce in the first movie. So with Zootopia, I'm not too fussed with, and I think that this could actually have a potential to be a great sequel, along with Frozen 3. My biggest concern now is that they also announced a Toy Story 5 movie. I have so many thoughts running through my head here, because last year they made the Lightyear movie, which was actually the first movie I reviewed on this channel here. So if you haven't seen that review, go check it out. It's one of my first videos that I did on the channel here. But they made that movie. They did a post-credit scene, which if you haven't seen the movie, I'm not going to spoil, but there was a post-credit scene, potential sequel of what they're going to do with that. So then it's that franchise in that movie now going to be cancelled, and then just focusing on this, and also doing a Toy Story 5. What story could you potentially go to now? Because with Toy Story 4, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, Woody and Buzz sort of go their own separate ways. Like Woody reunites with Bo Peep in the movie, and that was the whole plot of the movie in itself. So they're off going to find like lost toys and going off on their own adventure, while Buzz and all the other toys are now with the little girl in their own like separate adventure and that kind of stuff. So they sort of wrapped up everything there, even though like with Toy Story 3, that was perfectly wrapped up. That was a nice, beautiful ending to the Toy Story franchise, with how Andy went his own separate way, giving his toys to this little girl, getting just together. It was like a really great emotional roller coaster of a movie. So Toy Story 3 was perfectly wrapped up. You had Toy Story 4 now, which granted there's a lot of mixed feelings when it comes to this movie, but you've done everything you can. Woody finally let go of being the toy and is in his own separate way now. Toy Story 5, what story could you have to go with now, like when it comes to the movie in itself, the plot in itself? Like, I'm guessing Woody and Bo Peep are going to have to reunite with Buzz. Honestly, the only thing that could come to mind here is that the girl is growing out of playing with toys, or you could, like, I know people wanted to bring Andy back. Maybe they could bring Andy back as a parent who has his own child, and they're going to be trying to reunite with like Andy's family. Honestly, I'm just making stuff up as I go along here when it comes to like the plot in itself, but my excitement level for this is at like a mid-tier, low-tier range, because I need to know what they're going to do when it comes to the actual plot of the storyline to make it be a good movie, because I prefer Toy Story 3's ending rather than Toy Story 4's ending. So if they could do whatever they're going to do in the movie and then wrap it up to where it's an emotionally perfect, beautiful ending for all the characters, I'm all for that. But honestly, I just feel like they're just milking this character now, because like it looks like, yeah, like Lightyear is gone and they're not going to be continuing with that. So now it's focusing on this. But these are just my thoughts, my opinions about these announcements. A really weird timing to do the announcements, as I mentioned, first mentioning about laying off a lot of employees to now announcing these movies in itself. So let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below, especially when it comes to Toy Story 5. I'm really curious about your thoughts, what you think the movie could also be about too. Please let me know down in the comment section below regarding that. But that about wraps up your weekly entertainment news video here. A lot to discuss here, and as I mentioned, Super Bowl trailers, all the trailers are going to be released in the next couple of days. I'm going to make its own separate video in regards to that, so keep an eye out on the channel for that. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like button, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos or any future entertainment weekly videos on the channel here. I did a phase 2 tier ranking video as we're getting closer to phase 5. So video will be somewhere around here. And keep an eye out on the channel for phase 1. That will be coming out in the next couple of days as we get closer and closer to the build up to phase 5 of the MCU. But again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. This is YK Reviews. Peace.